To Luna.
So she kind of she's doing the rites and everything over the body, all those various Saint Cuthbert chants, and as it goes. And I know her range on water control is limited, like for practical reasons, but I'm using cutscene logic for this.
You can use cutscene logic for this.
Okay,
We'll
all
we'll
right.
say for mechanics purposes, you burn all of your ki into your next whenever when you recharge on a long.
Yeah, short or long actually.
Okay, so yeah, you burn all of your ki in order to do this, but yes, you can do take the liberty that you would like.
Okay. So as she's finishing the normal rites for followers Saint Cuthbert, she calls the water to her, and it kind of slowly forms an aisle, and more of it flows around the body itself, forming a sort of cradle. And the cradle lifts slightly above the ground. She walks slowly in front of it, making a sound that normally is not possible when it's not underwater,
Mm-hmm.
but essentially it is whale song,
Mm.
slow and rhythmic. And as they get to the end of it, where the lake is, pulls the cradle, holding the body over it. She takes her finger, because the water around the cradle is all still. It is unnaturally still.
Mm-hmm.
Touches the top of it, and as the ripples form across this whole thing, may the drop of your soul flow to the beyond, and the ripples of your life join the tide. As that is said, the cradle lowers into the lake, ripples forming across the entire thing. And as right before the head disappears, a large portion of the water, not not an angry torrent, but just a large wall, raises up. May by drop, by stream, by wave, the tide is ever changing. And as a mother would take a blanket and pull it over a child, the water flows over the head, and the entire lake stills. And lastly, in primordial, after that is done, you will never be forgotten.
So, as the hulking body and the cradle sort of dissolves, the body sort of sinks below the surface of this now mirror smooth lake. And as it sinks into the darkness below, as it passes through that meniscus, the very top surface of the water, it's almost like a smaller figure seems to be left behind in a reflection captured on the surface. It's a handsome older boy, probably only 14 or 15. His green skin, healthy and clear, aqua hair floating like a halo around his head. This reflection smiles at you, and he takes a deep breath like he is smelling crisp spring air after a heavy rain. A look of peaceful concentration comes over his face, and you see a shining golden hand appear on the reflection's shoulder. And then from the center of the reflection's chest, you see a sphere of water form and then separate from the surface to float in front of you and right over the reflection. Within the sphere, you see a wave form. The detail is amazing. Every single ripple in the water and this building power beneath the wave. But just as before, it is not a crushing wave, but obviously one of great strength. As you watch, a blue glow mixes somehow with a golden glow to form sort of this aqua blending. It surrounds the sphere, and just like that, every detail is frozen in perfect clarity as the sphere becomes ice. It floats over to you and seats itself in the center of the medallion of St. Cuthbert. And there is this moment of clarity, almost like that silence that spoke to you in the darkness of the room back at the Cloak and Fireball. A new order of the Church of St. Cuthbert has been founded. The Order of the Tide. As you feel St. Cuthbert's divine energy flow into you, and you become his first cleric of the tide.
And I imagine as that happens, she closes her eyes, opening her arms, and there's just a smile on her face.